Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a skill that is, no joke, completely reshaping the business world. It's moving from something on the fringes to a must-have for basically everyone. We're talking about corporate carbon literacy.
Okay, let's just pause on this for a second because this quote really nails it. It's framing carbon knowledge not as some green, feel-good initiative, but as the new currency for staying competitive. Think about it. 10, 15 years ago, if you weren't digitally savvy, you're falling behind. Well, that's what's happening right now with carbon.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to break down why this is the new business currency, then dig into this huge gap between just being aware and actually taking action. We'll get super clear on what literacy even means, then walk through how to build it, and of course, what the big payoff is.
Right, first up, the new business currency. This whole section is about a mindset shift, getting us to see climate knowledge not as a side project, but as a fundamental, everyday business skill.
And this is really the heart of it. We're not just talking about the chief sustainability officer anymore. We're talking about everyone. The person in HR who books company travel, the team in logistics figuring out shipping routes, even the marketing folks who need to talk about your company's values without, greenwashing. It's for everybody.
Now, you might be sitting there thinking, yeah, we have an ESG program, we're on top of this. But here's the catch. There is a massive difference between being aware of climate change and being truly literate about what to do with it.
And this, right here, just lays it all out so perfectly. See, awareness is often abstract. It's top-down, something corporate tells you to care about, usually because of compliance. But literacy, that's totally different. It's operational, it's about what you do day to day, it empowers people from the ground up because it's driven by a real sense of purpose.
So, what's the big move here? It's shifting from just telling people, hey, you need to care about this, to actually showing them how their specific job, their daily choices make a real difference. That's when you get what experts call psychological ownership. Sustainability stops being a mandate and starts feeling like a shared mission. Okay, so let's get a really crisp definition of carbon literacy because being fluent in this stuff is probably way more achievable than you think. So, what is it? It's not about forcing everyone to memorize the periodic table or become a climate scientist. It's much simpler. It's about a shared understanding, seeing the clear line connecting your job, your team's work, to the company's bigger climate goals and risks. It's about cause and effect. And when your teams get this, well, sustainability suddenly becomes real. It's not just a fancy report. For instance, a data analyst who's carbon literate might realize how much energy their cloud computing uses and then find ways to optimize it. A procurement manager might start choosing vendors based on their carbon footprint. It takes those big, lofty ESG goals, environmental, social, and governance, and turns them into things people can actually do. All right, so how do we actually do this? How do we build this fluency across an entire organization? Let's get practical and look at what a real program looks like. And this is so important. The biggest mistake companies make is treating this like a one-and-done training session. That doesn't work. The goal is to build a living, breathing culture of learning, where thinking about carbon impact is just part of the job. And here are the building blocks. What's so smart about this approach is how it makes learning personal and ongoing. You're not giving a one-size-fits-all training. You're creating modules for specific roles, using things like gamification to keep it interesting, and giving people real-time dashboards so they can see the impact of their changes. It's a whole ecosystem. Okay, so this all sounds great, but let's talk about the bottom line. Why should a business invest in this? Well, this is where we see sustainability flip from being seen as a cost center to becoming a serious competitive advantage. Because this isn't just about feeling good. Investing in carbon literacy delivers real, measurable returns. And we can break them down into 4 key areas where you will absolutely see a difference. And these aren't just fluffy benefits. These are hard business advantages. You get operational efficiency, which cuts costs. You spark innovation as teams start designing smarter products. You become a magnet for top talent who want to work for a company with purpose. And, critically, you build trust with investors who are looking closer and closer at ESG ratings. And look, this isn't just a hunch. The data is there. This study from Harvard Business Review flat out shows that companies who educate their people on this stuff do better. They have stronger sustainability metrics, and their employees are more engaged. It's a direct link. Smarter people, better company. So let's wrap this all up. How do we take this idea and truly weave it into the fabric of a company, into its actual DNA?
Well, here's a roadmap. It's a practical framework you can use. You start by figuring out where you are right now, assess your knowledge gaps. Then you define what success looks like for you. You integrate the learning right into the tools people use every day, give them feedback, and then you reward and recognize the progress. It's a continuous loop.
And if you take away just one thing, let it be this. This isn't about creating an army of climate scientists. It's about democratizing the knowledge. It's about making every single employee fluent enough to understand the carbon logic of their own job. So making smarter choices just becomes second nature.
Which leaves us with this final question to chew on. As the world shifts and climate accountability becomes central to how we do business, is your workforce ready? Are they fluent in this new currency? Because soon, it won't just be an advantage, it'll be the price of admission.